Taylor Swift spent over $300 million from a crazy car collection and private jets worth tens of millions to literally some of the most expensive houses in America. Here's 15 things Taylor owns that cost more than your life insurance. And first up, Taylor Swift can't just have normal legs, because her legs are literally insured for tens of millions of dollars. In 2015, when Taylor was just 26 years old, she insured both of her legs for a whopping $40 million. If you think that's crazy, she even extended her insurance 5 years later in 2020, and her legs are still insured till this very day. If you wonder why she did that, here's a crazy explanation. As close to Taylor Swift, people say she isn't going to be able to make money and go on tour ever again in case something happens to her legs. So apparently, insuring the legs for the price of an entire neighborhood is a normal purchase for Taylor. And it actually is not as weird as it seems, because a lot of professional athletes, such as Messi and Ronaldo, have also insured their legs for huge money. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo's legs are worth over $200 million, and Lionel Messi has insured his left foot for a mind-blown $900 million. Even though insuring legs is a normal thing for a soccer player, for artists like Taylor Swift, it's basically a first case in history. And even though Taylor's legs are worth $40 million, she made over $1 billion off her Eras tour, so I think that $40 million insurance was completely worth it. But if you think real estate that was expensive, let's talk about Taylor Swift's real estate. As the #1 artist in the world, she basically had to buy herself a crazy Beverly Hills mansion. This house is going to go down in history as one of the most expensive houses in America, and it's owned by Taylor Swift for almost 10 years now. This mansion actually has a wild story behind it, because it's literally over 90 years old, and it was built for a famous movie mogul, Samuel Goldwyn. And even though it's old, this house cost more than you can imagine, because Taylor Swift bought the entire mansion for a crazy $25 million in 2015. This mansion is almost 11,000 square big, and contains over 10 baths and exactly 7 bedrooms. Taylor and Travis Kelce are never going to get bored in this house because they can change a bed literally every single day of the week. This place even has its own tennis court, and since Taylor Swift really likes to play tennis, I bet this court had some of the biggest Hollywood stars playing with Taylor here. Some people even thought Taylor sold this mansion for whatever reason, but it turned out to be false because Travis Kelce was spotted hitching a ride to this mansion just a few weeks ago. There's one thing that costs almost double that Beverly Hills mansion, and it turns out to be Taylor's $44 million private jet. This model is named Dassault 900, and it can carry up to 12 passengers, which is kind of small for an expensive jet like this. And even though some people are mad at Taylor for owning a jet, and it actually has had a lot of controversy over the years, we can't deny that this jet is one of the most expensive private jets in the world. This jet inside has plenty of seats and even a king-size bed for Taylor and Travis. Also, Taylor doesn't really invite everyone in this private jet, because the only celebrity who actually was inside of that jet turned out to be Ed Sheeran. And you won't believe it, but he almost killed Taylor inside of it.
I got given a sword by Peter Jackson.
He would come into my dressing room waving it. He'd just get it out on the plane and everybody's like, we don't know if that's okay on a plane. It's like, it's a weapon.
But as the plane started to take off, it was on the table.
And it started to slide.
It started sliding down, I'm like, oh. Yeah, it was just about to impale Taylor.
The crazy thing is that Taylor Swift actually used to own 2 private jets, but downsized to only one of them. Literally just a month ago, before March 2024. She used to have another jet named Dassault 7X, which she apparently sold or maybe gifted to someone. But obviously, a supercar or a private jet is not the only transport Taylor Swift owns, because her car collection contains some of the craziest supercars in the world. In total, Taylor Swift owns over 10 cars, but here's some of the coolest ones. We're starting with an Audi R8. Not only is this car simply beautiful, but it can go up to 60 mph in less than 2.8 seconds, which is almost a world record. Taylor bought this car in 2009 while dating her first boyfriend, Taylor Lautner, and this little car cost her over $250,000. Moving on to the next one, we got Taylor's Porsche 911 Turbo. This car looks like a damn toy, yet it's extremely fast and the price just starts at $200,000, but it goes up to almost $500,000. But those 2 cars are only the beginning, because officially, the craziest car out there is Taylor's Ferrari 458 Italia. Taylor definitely has some taste in cars, because this car is considered the #1 most beautiful Ferrari of all time. This fast little car cost over $300,000, and it's actually pretty hard to find nowadays. And if you think Taylor's garage is already looking like a paradise at this moment, here's one car that means everything for Taylor Swift. This is a 2007 Chevrolet Silverado, which is Taylor's very first car in her entire life. It's painted in pink and even exclusively signed by Taylor Swift. It's kind of weird signing your own car, but we'll let that slide. The crazy part is that Taylor didn't even buy this car. It was presented to her as a gift on her 18th birthday by a record lady back in 2007. Taylor Swift was a true country girl, and it actually makes sense now because this truck looks exactly like a country girl's fever dream. Those were only 4 cars, but Taylor's entire collection contains over 10 different ones, so the final price of Taylor's garage is over $1.4 million. But to drive expensive cars, live in a Beverly Hills mansion, and fly private, you have to look good at first. And Taylor actually spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on some of her dresses. While performing a midnight set in Las Vegas during the Eras Tour, she wore a customized Zuhair Murad designer bodysuit, and this thing is just crazy. This bodysuit contains over 20,000 glittering crystals and pearls, and took over 350 hours to make. That's basically a whole damn month of working 12 hours a day just to make a single bodysuit. The bodysuit itself is worth $95,000, but Taylor decided to make the outfit even more expensive by wearing $6,000 Louboutin boots. But this bodysuit dress is literally pennies compared to the Roberto Cavalli couture mini dress that Taylor wore while performing Fearless. The designer who worked with Taylor said that this dress was a celebration of femininity and glamour. This Roberto Cavalli dress features an embroidered metallic fringing in a zigzag pattern and a sweetheart neckline, and it cost Taylor over $125,000 for just a single dress. It's also my personal favorite dress from the Eras Tour, but the next one is even more expensive, because an Elisab couture ball gown alone cost Taylor Swift over $13,000. Taylor said that this gown actually mirrors the dreamy and romantic themes prevalent in her music. But it goes even crazier, because the next bodysuit, an Atelier Versace bodysuit, is on another level. This bodysuit is completely unique and custom-made with thousands of sparkling pink and blue gems. It cost $155,000, and Taylor even decided to top it by literally putting diamonds on her microphone. And finally, the most expensive outfit Taylor Swift has ever worn turns out to be a Zuhair Murad ball gown. This dress took the designers over 400 hours of manual labor to construct and contains a goddamn 50 meters of tall fabric. I have no idea how much this thing weighs, but it cost Taylor a whopping $214,000 for a single dress. But the most unexpected thing Taylor Swift spends her money on is actually pets, because some of Taylor Swift's pets are literally worth more than LeBron James. Taylor owns 3 cats, and their names are Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson, and Benjamin Button. Olivia Benson has a net worth of $97 million, according to the official richest pets in the world list. Not only does this make her richer than all of us, Olivia is actually the 3rd richest pet in the world after Nala Cat and some random dog. Olivia Benson is already 10 years old, and that's a pretty big age for a cat. She's also appeared in a couple of Taylor Swift's music videos, and Taylor even calls her the best friend for life.
Kind of crazy how Taylor Swift's cat is literally worth double Travis Kelce's net worth.
And Olivia and the other cats are actually the same breed, Scottish Fold. And if you want to buy a cat like this, you'll have to spend over $3,000 on a single cat. Still nothing close to Olivia Benson's $97 million net worth, though. Obviously, Taylor's cats are priceless to her. She's literally obsessed with them. Not only does she take them in her private jet in a backpack, she even took Benjamin Button to her Time magazine cover. This cat has literally become the first ever pet to appear on the Person of the Year cover. Alice in Wonderland Penthouse. Being the Person of the Penthouse year made Taylor buy some of the most unique homes in the world. This is Taylor Swift's huge penthouse in the heart of Nashville, and it looks like a real-life fairy tale. Taylor even named this penthouse Alice in Wonderland. As close to Taylor Swift, people say she spent over 2 years renovating this home to achieve her dream creative space. She even added a real koi pond in the middle of her living room, and the wildest thing is that it actually houses real fish for her cats. There's even a giant 2-sided fireplace in this penthouse. Every single inch of this home was completely designed by Taylor Swift. After finishing the design, she said she finally achieved her most comfortable place in the world. The entire penthouse cost Taylor over $2 million in 2009, but it probably costs way more now. Even though it's cozy, some people actually hate this home, saying it's over-decorated and that Taylor Swift has no taste. Let's talk about some jewelry now, because Taylor Swift owns one of the most expensive jewelry collections on Earth. In fact, in 2023, Taylor appeared at the Grammys with a multi-million-dollar look, and I literally mean it. Not only was she wearing a Roberto Cavalli set, she wore Lorraine Schwartz jewels worth over $3 million, according to a press release from the brand itself. Taylor Swift was wearing over 136 carats of natural purple sapphires and real diamonds, and I'm not only talking about the earrings. Her huge rings are probably worth even more. Apparently, the rings were too big and heavy that Taylor even had to remove them later during the same Grammy show. Now it's time to move to Rhode Island, because here Taylor owns her biggest mansion ever. This is a 14,000 feet square, a luxurious mansion that she bought for a whopping $18 million in 2013. The craziest part is, she paid for this house in cash, and this mansion holds some truly wild records. Not only does it sit on the highest point in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, but it literally features 700 feet of shoreline and some of the craziest views ever. This place is even bigger than the Beverly Hills mansion. It includes 8 bedrooms, a pool in the back, 10 bathrooms, and 8 goddamn fireplaces. Since Taylor bought this place, she's been constantly hosting numerous parties with her famous friends. Talking about jewelry, those earrings that were worth $3 million weren't the first jewelry piece Taylor bought from Lorraine Schwartz. Because in 2016, Taylor Swift appeared at the 58th Annual Grammy Awards wearing one of the most unique and expensive chokers in the world. While accepting the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, which was 1989, Taylor wore a $900,000 40-carat multicolored diamond choker. The cool thing is, Taylor actually made history at this 2016 Grammys by becoming the first woman in history who won the top Grammy twice. Sometimes, Taylor literally goes crazy with her chokers because in 2024, she wore a choker that actually is a watch. And of course, it's made out of some wildly expensive black diamonds. Okay, but the next item might actually leave you speechless because Taylor Swift sold a handwritten cookie recipe for $100,000. Recently, she posted on eBay her cookie recipe written on a piece of paper for literally $100,000. She also left an autograph on it, and this little thing was even PSA and DNA authenticated, so we all know it's real. Thousands of people were watching this item being sold live, and all that for just a sugar cookie recipe. This item was completely one of a kind, meaning that Taylor wanted it to be very exclusive. Before this card though, the most expensive item Taylor had ever sold was her autographed full-sized acoustic guitar, which people bought for over $133,000. But piano Taylor Swift became famous because of her music, so it's pretty obvious she must own some of the most expensive guitars and pianos in the world. But one item is so exclusive, Taylor was literally hiding it for years. While giving an exclusive interview to Vanity Fair magazine, Taylor revealed that she owns an extremely rare Steinway Sonata piano. This thing is older than Joe Biden and was made in 1930, meaning this piano is almost 94 years old. Taylor said she bought it because this piano can hit some of the notes other pianos cannot, and she had to pay over $435,000 for that thing. Taylor is a huge piano lover, and buying a piano like this was basically the dream of her entire life. The Eras Tour, the $1 billion tour, the $1 billion tour. And talking about music, here's the thing that made Taylor Swift a billionaire. Taylor is worth $1.1 billion right now, but little did you know she was worth 3 times less just a year ago. And the only thing that changed is her Eras Tour. And this wasn't just a tour. This event is going to go down in history. The entire amount of shows Taylor is going to do is 152, and it's going to last for almost 2 years. Right now, Taylor has done over half of it, and the box office is already over $1 billion. 50 million NYC penthouse. But it's time to move on to the most expensive item so far, and it's officially one of the most expensive houses in America. Because Taylor Swift owns a $50 million double penthouse in New York City, and I promise it will just blow your freaking mind. Everyone knows that buying an apartment in New York is something unaffordable, but Taylor took it to another level. Not only does she own like 4 different apartments in New York City, but she bought 2 adjacent penthouses in the Tribeca building. And this thing is truly insane. She converted these 2 penthouses into one single apartment, and it has 10 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and a goddamn billiards room. The most insane thing is that she bought both of these homes from Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson. But the wildest part for Taylor Swift fans turned out to be the interior design, because Taylor literally painted all of the walls in her kitchen a solid red color. We can also see red carpets and red couches right here, so let me know if you like that design or not. But let's be real, nothing actually costs more than a life, except for Taylor Swift's biggest and most important charity purchase ever. There were a lot of times when the whole world was against Taylor Swift, and she was coming back stronger every single time. For nearly 13 years, Taylor has been giving huge money to charity. In August of 2016, Taylor donated over $1 million to Louisiana flood relief, saving thousands of people's lives with the money she donated. In March 2020, she donated another $1 million to help people who were impacted by the tornadoes that destroyed hundreds of homes in Tennessee. Taylor kept saying that Nashville is her home, and the fact that so many people lost their homes is devastating to her. And it's not just about publicity. Taylor is one of the kindest artists in history. In April of 2020, she was secretly donating tens of thousands of dollars to random people affected by the pandemic. So next time you see Taylor going on tour or releasing new music, just know that she ain't doing it for herself. She sits actually doing it for you.